and we are here in the Jurassic room, and welcome to another episode of Dinosaurs of the Week, where all of you, the fans, get to pick what is showcased in each week's episode. And once again, I got some pretty fun suggestions, as all of you can see, so I am looking forward to picking out my 10 favorite to showcase today. So let's go ahead and check out who made this week's list. To kick off this week's episode, we've got a suggestion right here from WooBox for an Indominus Rex. So I chose the Jurassic World Destroy and Devour Indominus Rex, but this is the one in the Primal Attack packaging, which is pretty cool because the initial release was in Dino Rivals. So I thought I would choose this one as a little change up for today's video. But as you can see, this is the same sculpt as the first big Indominus Rex that we got from Mattel, and it does look really, really sweet and has a lot of awesome features. Now, when we look at the back of the box, we get a better look at our Indominus Rex and its light up and its sounds and its slash, roar, and devour. You've got so much you can do with this awesome figure, so let's check it out. And then another feature here. This is such a sweet Indominus Rex toy, and one that I'm sure many of us do have in our collections, but in this Primal Attack packaging, I do believe it's a little bit more rare, so I thought it'd be fun to showcase for today's episode. Now, this next suggestion right here came from Stavarn for the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Dilophosaurus. And while there's nothing too crazy about this figure, and this is a figure that's gotten repainted a couple times, it is still a pretty nice sculpt, and I do like the paint job on this one. Very reminiscent of the original Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus with those colorful frills and the nice green skin along it, which does look pretty cool. Now, when we look on the back of the box, we get another look at our Dilophosaurus and how the frills actually, or the frill actually moves. So here's how you can do that. You can just kind of push down on this and we can get that frill to pop out and that mouth to open up at the same time. I kind of like how they put this window in the box right here so that you could actually try the action feature before you purchase the toy, which is pretty cool and unique because I can imagine a lot of kids in the store trying to get this action feature to work and kind of ripping the toy out of the box a little bit. But this Dilophosaurus does look pretty cool, and while it's nothing too crazy special or rare, it's still a fun one that I love having here in the collection. Now, this next suggestion right here from Wojciech Gamer is a really cool one for the San Diego Comic-Con Jurassic Park Hammond Collection Outpost set. And this one is so sweet because we get an exclusive Hammond Collection T-Rex along with a Gennaro figure and these awesome features. Look at this. That is just so cool, guys. So super sweet. Now, as you can look at the box too, it's got some really cool looks to it. Look at the back of the box. That is just extremely, extremely cool. I love this set right here. I love that it's an exclusive, and the fact that it's Hammond Collection makes it even cooler. So anyone that did get this one into their collection, consider yourself very lucky because it was very exclusive and it's also a very valuable set now. Now, this next suggestion right here came from Sabertooth Studio for the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Action Attack Carnotaurus, and this is the first Mattel Carnotaurus that we got, so it is a little bit special in that regard. It's got a pretty good sculpt, as all of you can see. It's nice, tiny little arms like the Carnotaurus is famously and funnily known for, and then, of course, it's got a pretty decent paint job, which does look pretty cool. Now, when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Carnotaurus and its massive chomping action. So we've got a little button here on the back, which you can see gets it into some chomping action. Now, something that's cool about this one is the way that it clicks back so fast. So most of these chomping dinosaurs that we get just kind of open and then you kind of release to get it back, but this one clicks, as you can see. So you can really get it going quick, which may not be the most realistic thing in the world, but it is a fun feature, and I'm sure something that kids really love playing with. Now here's another sweet suggestion right here from JC for the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Extreme Chompin' Spinosaurus. And again, this one is that one that I get requested a decent bit, and one I think we've showcased a few times, but it's such a gorgeous figure, so I can't really blame people for suggesting it. It may be the prettiest of the different paint jobs that we've gotten on this Spinosaurus sculpt, even though this is probably the least rare of the couple, but that's okay. I do love this sculpt so much of this figure. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite sculpt from the entire Mattel Jurassic World toy line. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get a better look at our Spinosaurus and its gigantic bite, which we will go ahead and check out. So what you do, squeeze it on the head, and you get that awesome chomping action where that tongue actually moves as well, which is really, really sweet to me. I just love the Mattel Spinosaurus toys that we've gotten so far, and this one is no exception to that. Okay, so next we have a suggestion right here from Jacob D for the Jurassic Park 93 Classic line electronic real feel Tyrannosaurus Rex. And like I've said in the past, this may be my favorite Mattel T-Rex toy that we've ever gotten. Maybe I'm banking off nostalgia a bit there because I grew up with the original Kenner Red Rex, and of course this is a rehash of that. But we get that beautiful real feel skin. We even get the ability for this T-Rex to swallow little figures that can come out the belly, just like some of the old Kenner toys, which is really, really cool. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get a good look at our T-Rex. It's real feel texture and how it can roar, chomp, and reveal dinos, which is really sweet. So let's go ahead and at least check out those roar features. Again, this is probably my favorite T-Rex toy that Mattel has made, so I'm very happy to be able to showcase it today. So now we've got another suggestion right here from Punk Jax for the Extreme Damage Baryonyx, but I think you actually meant this Jurassic World Epic Attack Baryonyx, or Chompback Baryonyx as they call it. And this is the biggest Baryonyx figure that we've gotten from Mattel, which is really cool. I like the sculpt on it and I like the colorway. I think it looks nice. My only knock I have on this figure is how short the tail is, but if you can kind of ignore that, you can just take this as the Epic Baryonyx, hence Epic Attack, which is pretty cool. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get a better look at our Baryonyx and its multiple activation areas. So why don't we go ahead and check that out? So you click here, get them chomping some. And then here you can get 3 levels of intensifying damage. Super, super sweet. I do love this figure. And again, it is the biggest Baryonyx we got, so it does make it a little bit extra special for the collection. Now we've got a suggestion right here from Jurassic Abraham for a super rare Spinosaurus. So I chose the Jurassic Park 3 Camo Extreme Jungle Spinosaurus since this is an incredibly rare and highly valuable figure. It is a straight repaint of the React Attack Spinosaurus that we got from the regular Jurassic Park 3 toy line, but obviously it's got this wacky paint job with this blue crest, the blue going down the face, and then of course the striping all around it, which does look really sweet. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another look at our Jungle Spinosaurus and some advertisements for some of the other Camo Extreme toys, which are all really, really cool. But again, looking at this Spinosaurus, it would normally have some sound effects when you click the button. Oh wait, the sound effects still work on this thing. That is wild. So listen to this. And then same thing on the jaw. Those sounds right there are just so nostalgic to me and something I love so much since I grew up with this Jurassic Park 3 toy line. So I love hearing those and knowing that the sounds work on this extremely rare figure that is still brand new in the package makes this one even more special for me. Now we've got a suggestion right here from Mr. Tori for the Lost World Jurassic Park Stegosaurus, codename Spiketail, and what a beautiful vintage figure we have right here. I love the sculpt to this Stegosaurus, and it's got a harder plastic, but it's almost a little soft to where you can squish it in, and then we've got that complete like real feel rubber on the tail, which I absolutely love. This figure just looks really great in my opinion. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another look at our Stegosaurus and an action scene with some other figures, and of course advertisements for the rest of the Lost World Jurassic Park toy line. But looking back at this one again, it does have a cool tail whip action, which I believe you squeeze some of these spikes somewhere here, but of course, yeah, you can see it moving ever so slightly, but of course it's in the box, so it's not going to be able to move. And it also comes with a little bit of capture gear that you can put on the end of the tail so that you can make it whip and break the capture gear away. So this is such a gorgeous Stegosaurus figure, and anytime we showcase vintage Jurassic Park toys, I'm very, very excited. And now the final suggestion for today's episode comes from Tommy the Bomb for the Hammond Collection Dimetrodon from Jurassic World Dominion. And this is a pretty cool little Hammond Collection figure. As all of you can see, the crest is looking really nice with that orange coloration. And I'd say my only knock on this one is that the bottom jaw does look a hair derpy, but I don't think it looks terrible, so I'm not complaining too much. Now when we look at the side of the box, we get another good look at our Dimetrodon. And then on the back of the box, we get a couple different looks, including some posing you can do and a little bit of a look at the glass eye, which most of these new Hammond Collection figures feature nowadays, which does try to give it a little bit more realism, which is pretty cool. But again, there's nothing too crazy about this Hammond Collection figure here, but I just love how diversified the Hammond Collection has become and how many different unique species we got, and this is definitely a unique one, so it is a pretty cool one to have in any of our collections. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Dinosaurs of the Week. If you did not get featured in this week's episode and would like a chance to be featured in next week's episode, then make sure you let me know down in the comments below. Want to see more awesome Jurassic content? Then hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so that you don't miss any of my content. Also, check me out on Instagram and join my Discord server for so much more Jurassic fun. The links to everything will be in the description below. Check out more awesome Jurassic videos here.